So thank you so much for joining me, everybody. This is the Coronavirus and UK Business Update. This is my daily live stream weekdays at 11 a.m. where I cover all the latest news on UK business as it has been released over the last 24 hours. As I say, I'm live here every weekday at 11 a.m. to cover that. If you are new to me, if you do not know who I am, if you have not watched any of my lives before, my name is Annette Ferguson. I am CEO of Annette & Co, UK-based accounting firm. I'm a chartered accountant and certified profit first professional, and I help business owners take home more money from their business for them and their families to enjoy. Of course, at the moment, that is incredibly challenging given the position that many businesses are in, which is why I decided to do these daily live streams so that I can support you both during this time and of course beyond. So as always, I have a list of notes to go through to make sure that I cover everything off. Now, do give me a hello in the comments if you are joining. Hello, Peter. Hello. Thank you for tuning in. Hello, Lily. Hello, Josie. Thank you for hopping on today. And thank you for everyone who is tuning in this morning on whichever platform you might be watching. Good morning, Matty. Good morning, Ryan. Good morning, Kara Kelty. I think is your username. My apologies if I have just messed that up completely. I hope I have not. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Good morning, Elizabeth. Thank you for hopping on today. I do, as always, appreciate it all. And I have all your comments in different places. Good morning, Barry. Thank you once again for tuning in to my session. I do appreciate everyone's tuning in. Also, if you have watched my videos before and you know that you like what I offer and what I give to people and what I share, then please do share out this broadcast so that other people can benefit as well, so that other people can watch and get some good information too. And of course, as always, I do appreciate the likes, the shares, the loves, the hearts, all those beautiful things that are coming through. I do appreciate them so much. So thank you for that. So the first thing that I want to share today is around the business bounce back loans that are available. Bounce back loans, of course, are those loans that are available for small businesses. They are loan amounts from £2,000 to £50,000 for UK SMEs. You can borrow up to 25% of the business turnover. The entire purpose was that it was money that was going to be able to be released quickly to businesses. 24 to 48 hours is what we were told. Many banks have managed that. Some of the banks even managing to release funds within 2 to 3 hours of applications being received. So some banks have done incredibly well at this and are managing to support their clients through this as well, and their customers. Unfortunately, there are some that have issues, and we are hearing that a fifth of bounce back loans are still not approved. That's around about 120,000 applications that have not been approved as yet. And HSBC have actually not approved a third of their applications. We have been hearing that HSBC had problems. They did release their bounce back loans to non-clients with the options of feeder accounts. And so it sounds like HSBC got a bit overwhelmed with the number of applications they then received in. We also heard the other day, I shared that Barclays were having issues with theirs as well, to the point where Barclays have actually issued compensation to a number of customers because they have not managed to process the loans fast enough either. So the situation with bounce back loans is many thousands of people have managed to get the loans and managed to get the funds very quickly. And unfortunately, however, a fifth of people have not. We've also heard of some people being denied, but then being approved when they reapply. So if you have been denied, worth having a look at reapplying, because some people, it seems, were denied as a result of technical issues on the banking side. So do make sure that if you want to obtain a bounce back loan, that you do submit a reapplication for that, so that you can potentially get that as well. Good morning, Sapphire. Thank you for tuning in today. Good morning, Sophie. Good morning, Cartman. Good morning, James. Good morning, Nico Fan. Good morning, Lewis. Good morning, Skinny Celtic. Good morning, Benj. Thank you for your kind words, Benj. I do appreciate that. Good morning, Jem. Good morning, Elizabeth. Thank you, everyone who is tuning in. Good morning, Sophotherapist on Instagram. Thank you for hopping on, for everyone who is hopping on today. I do appreciate it very much. As I say, I appreciate your thumbs, your likes up, your hearts, your love, all these lovely things, whichever platform you are on, that you have the opportunity to do. I do very, very much appreciate them. I see them all and I very much do appreciate them. So that is the bounce back loans and where we are with those. The coronavirus statutory sick pay system is due to launch next week. We are being told that the new online service will launch on the 26th of May for SME employers to recover statutory sick pay payments. So what this is, it is the situation where what happened previously, if you had an employee on statutory sick pay, you would get a credit back for your national insurance into that account in your business. You would offset that against future payments. What was introduced as a result of coronavirus was a physical payment back to the employer for statutory sick pay payments rather than this credit system. So what is happening now is this system to be able to claim back that money, the physical funds, is opening on the 26th of May. You need to be able to claim under it. You need to have had a PAYE system created before the 28th of February. And you need to have, at that point, under 250 employees. Then if you have employees who have been sick, you are then able to submit the claim to have that statutory sick pay paid back to the company rather than being an out-of-pocket expense for the business. So that is, as I say, opening on the 26th of May as well. Good morning, Molly. Good morning, Scarlett. Thank you for joining me. Good morning, Dave. Good morning, Lee. Good morning, Sophie. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, A Design Studio, for hopping on. I do appreciate everyone who is watching. So thank you for tuning in today. For those of you that are just joining and not sure what we are speaking about the UK business and coronavirus updates. So this is all things around the economy, the governments, the banks, all those things that are applicable for UK business at this point in time to know. This is my daily live stream that happens weekdays at 11 a.m. And it is across pretty much all platforms that you're able to tune in to this as well. So the next thing that I want to share with you today is that there has been a report done by ACCA, a UK report looking at the SME health tracker. And they are saying that SMEs are suffering, or SME business owners are suffering worsening mental health amid COVID-19 pressures. This is of course very, very incredibly challenging time for many, many people, including UK business owners who potentially at the moment are trying to keep their business alive, possibly whilst their staff are all on furlough, so that their staff have a job to come back to. And there's a huge amount of pressure on UK business owners to do that and to keep their business running at this point in time, as I say, so that not only do they have an income themselves, but potentially for their employees, freelancers, suppliers, etc. as well. So, and customers, of course, too. So it's a very, very challenging time for many, many UK small business owners. We are hearing that 89% of accountants in this survey said that their SME clients have reported feeling more stress than usual. 78% stated worsening mental health conditions. 56% said that they're unable to cope, and 11% tragically have been having suicidal thoughts as a result of the pressures that are currently existing as a result of COVID-19. So the pressures they are feeling in their business, that is incredibly, incredibly sad and incredibly worrying for the UK business sector, that business owners are feeling under such intense pressure as a result of this time. 56% saying they're unable to cope at the moment. Over half of UK business owners surveyed. That is incredibly distressing, and it should be worrying for all of us, because we know that small UK businesses are a backbone to the UK economy, and if the small business owner is feeling this way, that is incredibly worrying for the economy as a whole and for the recovery as a whole. Not only that, for the individual and their families, as well as, like I said, the employees of the business, for the ongoing future of the business and all those things. So, worrying stats coming out there on that one, unfortunately. With the CBILS loans, the Coronavirus Business Interruption Loan Scheme, there are 6 new lenders that have now been approved for the CBILS loans. They include iWalker and Bibby Financial Services, amongst others. So if you are wanting to apply for a CBILS loan, the CBILS loan, remember, is for borrowing of over £50,000. And therefore, if you are requiring to borrow that region, 50,000, I believe it's up to 5 million, I think, then the CBILS loan is the one that you should be looking for. And some new lenders have been introduced as well. What we're typically seeing is new lenders for CBILS loans typically at some point look like they're being approved for bounce back loans as well. I think it's easier for them to be approved for bounce back loans once they've got their CBIL loans ticked as a provider. Therefore, we may see some of these moving into bounce back loans as well. Like I mentioned before, in one of my sessions, the bounce back loans, of course, are open until November time in order to apply for those. However, we are hearing that each bank has been given a limit of what they can lend, and then they have to go back to the British Business Bank to ask for an extension of that limit. And of course, it's up to the British Business Bank as to whether they provide that. Something to bear in mind if you are considering a bounce back loan. Let's have a look. Hello, Archie. Hello, Sammy. Hello, it's me. Hello, Susan. Hello, Nori. Thank you for tuning in. Hello, Lexi. Thank you for joining me this morning. Barry, absolutely. Barry is saying, and this is, of course, Mental Health Awareness Week. Absolutely, it is. And of course, we are hearing from that report that the mental health of small business owners in the UK is taking a serious toll. So it's a very worrying time when we look at that, unfortunately. Insolvency law in the UK has been shaken up. There was legislation passed into Parliament on the 20th of May to temporarily suspend wrongful trading provisions, at least until the 30th of June, allowing directors to continue trading without the threat of personal liability. So what happens in an insolvency is if the director is believed to be wrongfully trading, then they can you can be pursued personally, basically. So if the director is believed to be wrongfully trading, then they can be pursued personally in the courts for liabilities of the business. So what is happening with this new provision is that at least until the 30th of June, directors are going to be allowed to continue trading without that personal liability threat. Now, this is primarily because of the piece of law that says that you are not allowed to trade whilst insolvent, and being insolvent means being unable to pay your bills as they fall due. If you are unable to pay your bills as they fall due, you are technically insolvent, and you should not be trading as technically insolvent. That is deemed to be a wrongful trading, and that is what is being covered here. So it's saying at the moment there will be businesses who are trading and who are technically insolvent by the way of what's happened. So they've suddenly got no revenue, they've still got costs to pay. Therefore, technically, under the letter of the law, they are currently insolvent. What this new piece of legislation that came in on the 20th of May is saying, if you are in that situation, you will not be subject to the threat of personal liability for those bills. So that is what is happening with that. The legislation is suspending statutory demands and winding up petitions where the pandemic has prevented a company from paying its bills. Instead, petitions will be reviewed by a court, and this will continue until at least June. So the potential for that to also be extended is in existence as well. Thank you, everyone who is tuning in. Barry has a question. How am I doing? Barry, that's very, very kind of you. Thank you. I am doing well, actually. I am doing very well at the moment. I work from home anyway. My setup is really not very, very different to how it usually is. My husband is a stay-at-home dad anyway for our 5 and 3-year-old. The 5-year-old, of course, is usually at school and is being homeschooled by my husband just now. But we are, and I am doing very well, Barry. Thank you so much for asking. That is very, very sweet of you. Thank you. Siang83, I am very well, thank you. I do appreciate you guys checking in and asking after me reporting that the personal the mental health issues that we are hearing reported by UK business owners. So thank you. I do very much appreciate that. UK mortgage payment holidays are set to be extended as well. Many people will be pleased if this gets passed. It has not been completely agreed yet. The Chancellor is set to be working on a plan. Currently, there are 1.7 million households who are taking advantage of the mortgage payment holiday. It is due to finish in June currently, but the banks want the FCA to allow them to extend the scheme, but they want to make sure that they're doing that only to those people who are in financial difficulty. What they have found so far is people taking advantage of this when actually they can afford to pay their mortgage. They're not in financial difficulty. Of course, that puts a huge strain on the banking system. It puts a huge strain on the credit reserves of the bank and the ratios, the lending ratios and borrowing ratios as well. Therefore, they are saying we want to extend this ability, but we want to make sure it's going to the people that need it. That is what they are saying there. So they are looking at extending that mortgage payment holiday to those that do need that payment holiday. Good morning, Freelance Pete. Thank you for tuning in. It's lovely to see your face. So thank you very much for that. Sapphire is asking, do I have an update with HSBC on the bounce back loans? Yes, Sapphire. So what is happening with the bounce back loans is a third of HSBC bounce back loans have not yet been approved. Unfortunately, HSBC are having some serious issues with the administration of that, having opened it up also to non-clients, non-customers, non-banking customers as well. So it's creating a little bit of havoc in their systems. They are saying that they are processing as quickly as possible. And I did hear of someone this morning that applied, I think she said 11 or 12 days ago for a HSBC bounce back loan and just received the funds today. So they are coming out. They are coming out very slowly from HSBC, not in that 24 to 48 hour turnaround time that, of course, we were told with the bounce back loans. So there is a significant delay in reality for people who have applied through HSBC, but they are starting to pay out. There are loans coming. I also know people that have also been paid CBILS loans from HSBC in the last week. So they are coming out, Sapphire, even though they are very, very slow to do so, unfortunately. Frank, it is absolutely lovely to see you again. Thank you for tuning in. It's nice to see you on again. So thank you for that. Good morning, Lewis. Thank you for tuning in. Good morning, Anon Dunno. Good morning, Steve. Good morning, Mickey. Good morning, everyone who is hopping on. Good morning, Paolo on Instagram as well. Good morning, Joanna. Thank you for joining me. So we are, I spoke yesterday about the potential for negative interest rates in the UK and that situation was being considered by the Bank of England. We are hearing again that is still under consideration by the Bank of England. Seems more likely given their bond issue that happened on the 20th, their negative bond issue, ever so slightly negative, but negative nonetheless. So feels more likely that they are going to move to negative interest rates. That would be the first time in 324 years so the first time in their history that we would have negative interest rates in the UK. Of course, other countries have seen negative interest rates. Historically, Japan had negative interest rates for a number of years. The purpose of putting the interest rates into negative is to encourage spending. And by encouraging spending, you try and re-stimulate an economy. So economies recover when spending recovers. And so if the interest rates are negative, you're essentially penalized for having savings. You get charged interest if you have savings. Therefore, it encourages, or the purpose is to encourage people to spend and therefore stimulate the economy and try and pull the economy out of recession. That is the purpose of it. That is one way to try and lift an economy out of a strong recession. And so that is why the Bank of England are considering negative interest rates as a way to try and do that. So that is what we have for today. This is, of course, my daily live stream, AMs with Annette. It happens at 11 a.m. weekdays, where at the moment I am covering everything around UK business and coronavirus as well. So that is the situation for the live streams. I would love if you want to join me each weekday for these. They are happening on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Periscope, Twitter, YouTube, and of course within the Uncover Wealth community. That is my private Facebook group. I would love if you want to come and join me in there. If you're not already a member, I would love to welcome you in there. Just go over to Facebook and type Uncover Wealth Community into the search bar, and you can find us in there. I have exclusive content and training in the Uncover Wealth community that I don't share anywhere else. So I would love if you want to hop in there. If you are a business owner, you are welcome to join, and I would love for you to join me as well. Any questions, do let me know in the comments. Hello, Brian. Hello, Jacqueline. Thank you for tuning in. You are welcome, Paolo. You are welcome. Good morning again, Sean. Thank you for joining me. Barry is saying, will that help with a mortgage? Negative interest rates? Potentially, Barry, if you are on a variable rate mortgage that tracks to the base rate, then potentially it will. Absolutely. Depending on your mortgage. If you're on a fixed rate, it won't. But if you're on a variable rate mortgage that tracks, then negative interest rates would help with that as well. So I think I've picked up all the questions. Anybody else got any questions? Please do let me know in the comments, and I will answer those as well. As I say, 11 a.m. weekdays. Please do mark it in your diary. Make sure that you join me for my updates every weekday at 11 a.m. on whichever platform you are tuning into, whichever one you are watching on. I think I've got all the questions. So as I say, thank you for tuning in. If you are tuning in now, you can, of course, catch up on the replay. Frank is asking if I'm on LinkedIn. Frank, I have a profile on LinkedIn, but I'm unable to live stream on LinkedIn. I do not have that yet. They've rolled out live streaming on LinkedIn in batches, and I have not been awarded live streaming on LinkedIn yet, unfortunately, because if I had, I would also be streaming this on LinkedIn as well. So unfortunately not at the moment, but as and when I am allowed to, I will definitely be live streaming on LinkedIn as well. So thank you everyone for joining me. Please pop in 11 a.m. UK time into your diary so that you can join me each day. Sickraft is saying, if we're late to submit by 19th of March, if we are late to submit by 19th of March for COVID-19, 18%. 80%. I am not sure if you are asking about the job retention scheme, the furlough scheme, and claiming under that. I'm not sure if you're asking about claiming under the self-employed scheme. Under the self-employed scheme, if you were given a date, then you can apply anytime after that. So you can still apply for under the self-employed scheme, and you can also still apply if you are speaking about furlough for your staff and you're looking at that claim, then you can still submit claims under those, under both of those schemes. So I'm not sure which one you're speaking about, but both are still open and both are still claimable. So you can still claim on both of those. Hello, Christine. Thank you for tuning in. Frank, you are absolutely welcome. So that is everything I have to share with you guys for today. Sorry for those people who are just joining, but I am wrapping up. If you want to catch the replay and you are on a platform that that does not have replay capabilities. If you're on TikTok, you can head over to my Instagram. The replay is on there on IGTV, or you can look at my YouTube channel as well if you're on TikTok and get the replay there. If you are, as I say, if you're on Instagram, you can check out IGTV. Any other platform, I believe that you'll be able to see the replays as well, natively on there. So thank you so much for tuning in today, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you again tomorrow.